Hello, hello, hello. It's our TED Talk class. After a long pause, we have a TED Talk, Where is Home? And let's discuss some. I know that Leila is prepared. She watched everything. She read all the questions. So, Leila, what is the talk about? What you like in this?
Okay, thank you. I
Please.
enjoyed it a lot because it is my way of, just discussion. The thing is that more and more people all over the world, I mean worldwide, are living in countries in which they were not born. Um, the writer and the speaker, he's a writer as well, emphasized on the fact that the meaning of home is important. The joy of traveling is good. The tranquility of standing still, the serenity of standing still, means a lot. But at the end, he tells us it is good if you have a place to go back. So I like it a lot, and I just took down some notes, and we will share it during the
Okay,
lecture.
okay. I shared a few questions and some vocabulary also on this our place. It's Padlet. You can see. So we can start from question. Do you have anything to add, Jart? Something about no?
No.
What I like it. What I like it in this TED talk. It's. I'm sorry. I got some musician here.
Mm.
So what I like it is the term like floating tribe or something like this. After speaker uses, let me write it, floating tribe. Speaker uses it to describe the people who is travel like digital nomads or like I don't know how to describe it better. So people who we call like foreigners. They don't belong to this place, but they live here for a long time. They change places quickly. They are international. And I started to think about that, and I remembered a lot of people like that, especially in big cities like Barcelona or Moscow. You can meet people like from Thailand, or they live in Barcelona for 10 years and they speak, I don't know, French because they work for a French company. It's normal now. And it's kind of interesting. And I don't know. Sorry for that.
No, it's good. It's nice to hear such a lovely voice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We still have jet lag, and it's a night here. It's usually normal time for me, but now my boys live by Spain time. Teacher Lee, can you continue, please, for a minute? I will try to solve this.
Has anyone summarized the video yet?
I told about it, Teacher Lee.
Could you briefly summarize it again? I have to confess I have not had time to watch it.
Okay, I will do my best. I told that a lot of people, more and more people worldwide, are living in countries not considered their own. This writer emphasizes on the fact that living in different countries mean a lot, and he explains the meaning of home, the meaning of traveling, the joy of traveling, and the tranquility of standing still. But the last part, it impressed me a lot because he said that if you travel, you feel the joy. If you stand still, you feel the joy. But if you have a place to go back, then it is your home.
Okay. We have a saying in English, home is where the heart is. And what that means is your native country might be your home, but if you move to another country and stay there 10 years and you fall in love with that country and you leave and go somewhere else and that's where you want to go back to, then that's your new home because that's where your heart is. So your heart your home's not necessarily where you were born, but it's where you want to go back to when you leave, you know.
Yeah.
So it can be a different country than your native country. Okay.
One question for you, Teacher Lee. What does the question, where are you from, mean?
Where are you from usually means where you're born.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the implication is where were you born? Where are you from? Now, if you've been in a different country for 5 or 10 years, then you might say, I was born in Spain, but I'm currently living in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider Israel my home now.
Okay. Is
You know,
it
so
the same, Teacher Lee? Where is home for you? Because sometimes they say, where are you from? Where is home for you? Is it the same or there is a difference?
There is a difference. Like I said, home is where your heart is. I've been in about 10 different states in the U.S. I've been in Taiwan, China. I've been to the Caribbean. I was born in Alabama, but when I left Alabama in 1971, I've never gone back. So I was born in Alabama, but I have zero emotional connection with Alabama. Florida is my home. I consider Florida where I want to be and where I enjoy being. So Florida is my home. So I might say I was born in Alabama, but I'm living in Florida and I consider that home. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Why not just America? Why so detailed?
Well, I'm doing it for you to give you a sense of different countries.
Yeah, I understand. But is it still a politically correct question? Where are you from? Can we use it?
Yeah, that's normally what we ask. Where are you from? I say you're Oriental, you're Asian. Where are you from? Where were you born? What's your nationality? It really means what's your nationality, probably.
Yeah.
So we can say, in short, home is the place where you have become yourself.
Right.
I am very romantic.
Yeah. Home is where your heart is.
Yeah.
You know?
Faisal, you have a question or comment, please?
Yeah, actually, I want to ask if there is any difference between asking where are you from and when did you come from?
Where are you from and where did you come from? Those are different. Where are you from is where were you born or what is your nationality? Where did you come from means before you came here to see me, where were you before now? Oh, I just came from Spain. I flew here yesterday. Where did you come from implies completed action. So that's like you're traveling from place to place and you just came here from another place.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Hello, Black Mata. We are speaking here about topic where is your home. If you have chance to see this TED talk, so if not, if you want to speak, please give us a signal. Okay, so it's okay, but why is this question is so important for us? Why we usually ask this question? we usually use it when we meet new people. Why? What do you think?
Because we need identity. We identify ourselves with a place. That's the main way to get an identity. The place where we are born or the place where we live in.
Yeah, but actually, is it about curiosity or about fears or something like this?
Fears, like be scared?
Yeah, you need to know which from that person is, or so if you know that he is from is, for example, Arabic countries or Muslim countries. So it is not like if he's from Asia or you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. So we have a lot of stereotypes immediately, and it's this question, where are you from? It's for us, it's like a convenient way, fast way to make some
Small talk.
Small
not
talk.
only small talk, but to understand as we think a lot about this person, right? Where you from? I'm from Russia. Okay. So vodka, beers, something like this. Yeah. So we immediately have a lot of stereotypes. You relate to real. You can relate. You can identify stereotypes to the person just by one question. That's why the question is important.
You can immediately probably know many things about that person if the stereotype is close. Okay.
Yeah. And as we know, stereotypes usually have some base under them.
Yep. I've got one student. She's actually Ukrainian, but she's been living in Israel for 20 years. So I said, do you want to go back to Ukraine? She says, no, I consider Israel my home. So that's a case where her heart belongs to Israel and she has no desire to go back to her home country, So I don't know why, but where you feel the most comfort, love, joy, that's your home, your real home.
But when you feel like this, Lee, the age is important as well. For example, I can't live in Italy at this age for a long time. I will go there, spend some time with my son, but I want to go back to my country. Because where I live or where we live affects our identity. And I got used to the way offered to me in my country. For example, there's something really, really maybe stupid for me, but I want to share it. Every day, the supermarkets are open in my country. And on Sundays, usually after teaching, I go to the market and I do my shopping. In Italy, on Sundays, everywhere is closed.
But
so this surprised me.
But that's convenience. That's not emotional attachment.
Yeah, but if you ask my son, he doesn't want to come back.
Right. So for him, it's home. Italy is his home.
Of course, your girlfriend is there as well.
Yeah, but for you, Turkey is home. Okay.
Turkey is my home.
But it's still unclear, Leila. What you miss in Italy? Your usual habits or culture or what?
Friends.
A lot of things are different. We are Mediterranean people. For example, in Turkey, we kiss each other's cheek. We touch on our shoulders. Yeah, once I touched an Italian guy's shoulder, my son was going to kill me. It was wrong because I just want to apologize, say I'm sorry because I hit him. But it was wrong, man. In Turkey, we are just doing some different gestures, and we smile at each other. So I'm learning a lot of new things, habits there. Although we are Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something big? Some? What is the huge issue?
Believe me, no.
It's just unfamiliar to you. You don't feel comfortable there, so you feel comfortable in Turkey. So that's what you consider home.
Dear Lee, this is my country, and the surroundings shaped my personality. As Gerard said, I can miss my friends, but as Yvonne asked me, Yvonne, there's no huge difference. There are good people and there are bad people in this world. So I love Italians. There are a lot of good friends there. But the thing is that I love my country a lot. So I miss the supermarkets here, the stupid, the messy supermarkets, believe me. I love the open street markets here.
I understand you totally. It's easy for me to understand you because when I travel, I always miss my culture, my habits, my place. So for me, it's not a big question. Where is my home? I know that. I always feel that. So I feel strange when it's different. But I like this experience, but not for a long time. I like when everything different, but eventually at some point I want to get back and live in usual circumstances.
But if you notice, Ivan, the speaker emphasized this fact as well. If you have a place to go back, then you are lucky. So I can understand you.
And speaker made a lot of examples, and I like these examples. But let me continue after Gerard. Gerard, please.
Yes, I understood at the end of the speech that he talked about himself, because he said he see it still like doing meditation. I understood.
Yeah.
Doing meditation. So you, when you are meditating, you are looking at yourself. So it's like that's your home, your inner self, something like this.
So.
Yeah, if you're a nomad, you've got to find home somewhere else. So inside is stabilizing. I carry my home with me. It's right here.
So it's like crab or snail, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I've wrote a few questions or notes from this talk, and first one is speaker mentioned that there are many people in the world who are pretty international nowadays, and he provided a lot of examples like half European, half Asian men who in marriage with some Arab girl, for instance, they both live in Spain and work for French company and both speaking German, something like that. And and it's true. I meet many people of such, I don't know, such nationality, from such tribe, digital nomads. And he said, speaker said that there are a lot of them. Like the population of such people is 5 largest nation on the earth. Do you think it's plausible? Do you think it's true? Do you meet a lot of such people or not?
No. I've got a friend. She's half French, half Arabic. And she got married to a Turkish guy, and they're going to have a baby soon. What nationality is the baby? I am asking you. I don't know.
Well, actually, in my place, I don't meet many such people. But when I was in Barcelona, I was surprised about how many of them. Yeah, and every story, when you ask where you're from, and explanation is always hard. I'm from Romania. I live in Germany for 10 years. I work for English company, something like this, and it's a usual story. So I was surprised of those people because for me it's kind of strange, but there are a lot of them. So and they're socializing in those bars with the same kind of people. What is more interesting, it's exactly speaker's point. So they not interested in me because for them maybe I'm too naive, too primitive, right? I know only one culture when they are already like citizens of the world, and it was interesting. And but I really doubt that there are many of them. I think in my impression, it must be a small tribe of such people. So that's why I ask you, maybe you can see more of them. And as I know, Faisal, it's a question for you. As I know, Tanger was a pretty international town, right? Divided between three countries, right? If I'm correct.
It was international city.
Yeah.
So all people around the world can they can come to make this business here in Tangier and to live. But after Morocco taken the independence from France in the Spain, so many things has changed. For example, people or European people who were living here, most of them they left their home here, their houses, and they left it for some Moroccan people. As I told you about the last story that I told you about, Ivan, if you still remember. I told you that there was a Canadian, I think, a Canadian person who were living here in Tangier, and then he died. He died.
Died.
He died, and her daughter came back to Canada, and they gave the Dutch building to Moroccan guy who were working for them.
Oh.
Yeah, so most of European people who left Morocco, they left their houses for some Moroccan people who were working for them.
Yeah,
Also,
so now
some Jewish people, they were living, a lot of Jewish here in Morocco. Even many of them, they keep they come to visit Morocco from time to time. So, and I think that if you just make some research in the internet, some Jewish people they still think that Morocco is their home, not Israel.
okay.
And
So
also I know many of Moroccan people who immigrated to Europe for working there and living, and even they lived there for many years. They still come back to Morocco regularly. They come to visit their family every year, and so they keep in touch with their home.
I see.
And especially with family. That is what which is more important for us. It's about family. So if you have all your family in the place where you live now, so you can say that it is my home. But if your family still live in the other place that you moved from, so you every time think about that place is your true home or the right place for.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let's speak a little bit about families. Uh, Speaking of these examples that speaker provided about all this, international citizens, I think it's pretty hard to have family and be so ruthless, or how to say it, international guy. It's in the same time, because you need school for education, you need some stability in your life, you need some home to for your family or something like this. I think it's must be harder if you have children or something like this. So it's easy for young people, but I don't know how to do that with big family. And you mentioned that some people have family in Morocco and work in Europe. For me, it's not the same. You can't call you like you not belong there. You belong there. Your family is there.
Yeah, and sometimes, to be honest, most of Moroccan people cannot forget about their home. So even if they keep living there for long time. So sometimes when, for example, some terrorist actions or something like that, this, so they start to blame those Moroccan people who were living with them for a long time. So you know what I mean. So that is why every time keep with touch with their original home.
I see. Another question. Would you like to be a part of this floating tribe? Would you like to live this life, to to belong to the whole world, to live in different place, don't have your home language or something else? Gerard, yes. Why?
What a good question. Yes, you're right.
I lost your question. Sorry.
So your yes was to another question. Okay, my question was was would you like to be a part of this floating tribe? What speaker described, and you wrote yes. So I think that
No, I was answering Black Mata's question.
Teacher Lee, what about you?
On a broader scale, we have soldiers, military personnel that have to move to Germany for 3 years and other, Japan for 3 years. So in a sense, their families, they become international citizens, if you will, because they live in different countries as part of his job. In this world, no, I would not like to be a migrant, a traveling citizen, if you will. Now, if we had multiple planets that we had colonized, I would like to move around various planets to, as you say, learn new experiences and see new things and do that for a while to get a broad life experience. I would enjoy that.
But why do you think that you need another planet? Do you think that just country not enough for you? There are many different cultures.
Yeah, but we're all basically the same here, religions are different, the cultures are a little different, but
habits, culture, religions, climate, economic.
Yeah. Well, here also there's the politics of it, and you can't just go to another country and live there and work. It's not that simple. You got to get the visa. You got to get work visas and and all that kind of stuff. So it may not be that easy to do unless you've got a job in another country that does all the paperwork and all the legal stuff for you. It's like you couldn't stay in Spain more than a certain time because your visa expired. So it's not so easy to do that on the earth the way our systems are right now.
Yeah, but don't forget that I am from evil empire. That's why. But if you have if you have Canadian passport, it's not a problem for you. As I got Canadian citizens work in Europe easily without any permissions.
Really?
Yeah. I meet some guy and it was a very interesting experience because he's from this floating tribe and we discussed a lot. And he said, I came here like an English teacher. I was teaching children for 5 years, and now I hate teaching at all. So I asked him, what do you do now? He said, now I work as a postman. On his bicycle, he delivers some mail. I asked him, is it better than teaching? He said, definitely yes. So
it's strange, but when you have a hobby, something you enjoy, once you start doing it as a job and getting paid for it, you lose your passion for it. I don't know why.
Me neither. But it was a fantastic story, yes. And from this example, I learned that they don't need any permission. I asked, what about this legal side or something? He said he didn't understand me well. He said it's all correct, so I just work, I just get my paycheck. It's all fine.
Maybe he's illegal. Illegal alien.
Maybe, yeah. But it's funny. I asked him why you found that you hate teaching so not from the first time. Why it took 5 years to understand that? He said that before I never taught children. I was working with adults, and when I started to work with children, Leila, is it so bad teaching children?
It is lovely. Because you have the energy. You jump up and down as if, you were a child again. You have that innocence in you again. It is as if the world wasn't that much dirty anymore. All children in this world are lovely.
Yeah. Well, I kind of understand that, yes, but I think the difference is in goals. When I work with my own children, for instance, I don't care about exams or something. I just teach them in a pace which is comfortable for both of us. But if I have some curriculum, right, usually what's called, some obligations to the end of the year, I need to teach them this and that.
Oh, just goals
Goals.
or
I follow
curriculum.
curriculum. Yes, curriculum. Yeah. So if I have some curriculum, it can be different story, right? Because everyone is nervous. We have to pass the exam. We have to get this much of knowledge or something like this.
Yeah, but Ivan, it's to the statistics. Men are not as patient as women. So it is normal, my dear.
Okay.
Truth.
Okay, good point. One difference, Layla, between you and me is I teach adults how to do their job better. And when I'm successful, I get job satisfaction.
But
when you teach kids, you see their emotions, so you get more emotional satisfaction from teaching kids, but I get job satisfaction from teaching adults. A little different.
Yeah, but just let me remind you, my friend. If you remember, I used to teach adults. I gave up.
In Turkey, though, in Turkey.
Yeah. No, I was a very strict teacher by that time. Very strict, believe me. And some of my students were older than me. But I had this class management. I used my eyes, and they were so respectful. But why I gave up? Oh, I don't want to talk about politics. Anyway, I started teaching with kids, and I have, yes, satisfaction, emotional satisfaction a lot, because I'm a mother as well. Elise, right? Men are more sensible than women.
Okay. But be careful, be careful. It's not politically correct now to say so.
Ivan, come on.
Now, you also have to teach children different than adults. If you're strict with adults, it's insulting to an adult, especially to an older adult. They expect a certain amount of respect by their age. So you've got to be more tactful when you're teaching adults.
There must be kind of harmony in the class as well. I feel respect for them, and they felt respect for me. If I forgot to call them by their name, they felt offended. So every time I said, for example, hello Ahmed, hello Tom, hello Ali, so it was okay for me. But we will talk about why I stopped teaching. I think you can guess.
I know some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's easy to agree that you need different skills for teaching children, and adults. It's obviously. Teacher, can you see some this list of vocabulary that I wrote? Is there something that you can clarify? Something that interesting?
Salt shakers of stars, going quickening test. Does everyone know what testosterone is?
I know it's some hormone. How you call it? Hormone. Hormone.
Let me make sure I spelled it right because I don't write it very often. There's two key hormones in sex. Okay, the females have estrogen, and males have testosterone. And we believe that testosterone is what makes men aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime someone mentions a man and testosterone, they're saying he's too aggressive. He's too much of a bully. Okay. So testosterone addled means the guy is just soaked in testosterone. So he's just violent. He's not easy to get along with. He's aggressive. He's militant. He'll start an argument like that. So when you hear testosterone, it usually means that's the man's aggressive fighting hormone. Okay.
I see.
And we get less of it as we get older. So older men tend to become a little bit more, we say, mellow. They kind of gentleize a little bit. Ache to get back. Pain, means you want to go. Ache to get back means you're homesick.
It's interesting. Ache to get back. Ache to something else, right? It's like a common expression. Like what I can use.
We don't use it. We don't use it commonly. Ache means I hurt. I have pain.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have pain to get back, that means I'm homesick. Like Layla in Italy. Okay, she can stay there for a year, but she aches to go back to Turkey. She's homesick for Turkey. Until she gets back to Turkey, her heart's going to keep aching. Heartache, hurt, pain. Okay.
Do we use heartache only for homesick? Or you can use for different things as well.
Heartache can be many things. If you break up with a boyfriend, heartache is a broken heart. Can be.
I see. For example, I have an ache in my heart. Could be used as a sign of heart disease or something like that.
Well, that could be too. It can be literal. Well, we don't say heartache. If it's literal, we say pain. Chest pain. Chest pain. Heartache is emotional.
So I can say I have a heartache for my country.
Heartache means, no, it's a little different. Heartache means you're in pain. And
you're pain here.
Yeah, it's not. Heartache is different than homesick. Heartache is broken heart. Okay, so heartache is more love relationships. Okay.
Thank you.
There's a song. It's a heartache.
You see, Ivan, Lee is teaching us everything in such a strict way, but he's a very romantic person as well. He finds
it's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. Okay. She's got a broken heart. So she's singing about her sadness and her grieving for love. Okay.
Thank you.
So heartache is missing a love relationship. Homesick is missing your home. Your heart can ache for home. That's not a heartache, but your heart can ache. You can ache for something. I'm aching for pancakes. That means I have a pain. I need to have some pancakes to make this pain feel better. So we can use it figuratively like that. Okay.
Okay, great.
A testosterone addled man might say, "Are you aching for a fight? If you're aching for a fight, I'll give you one." Okay.
Thank you, Lee.
Slap you awake. Wake up. I'm awake. What?
Yeah, but in the TED talk, it was not literal, but figural meaning, right? So this knowledge slapped me awake to understand something.
Like a wake-up call. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Enmity, hostility. Enmity is kind of a formal word. Usually we just say hostility. Hemmed and hawed is a slang. Means laughed. Ridiculed somebody. He hemmed and hawed at me. 2 W's, hemmed and hawed, 1 W. Not too many of them or anything special.
Yeah.
Hymnals. Go ahead. I don't know pampas grass. Salt shakers of the stars. I don't know what that means.
Maybe
Go ahead.
I got it from context. That's why you can't recognize it.
Okay. To hanker for something means to long for it, to want it badly. I'm hankering for some ice cream. Let's go to Dairy Queen.
Nice.
Exhilarating. Okay, those are the main words we might use or you might hear. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, teacher Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wrote half of them, but I will save the list and our chat to the medrook.com, so you can check it at any time. And I think it's all. Let's call it a day for today. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, we missed you.
Thank you. I just want to say, Faisal, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Layla. And I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you.
I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you either.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. It's kind of, I don't know, virtual room. We cannot spend too much time to say all hellos.
Yeah, but it's international, my dear.
Yeah. So thank you again. Bye bye, and see you next week.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.